my god, guys, I am so sorry. I have not uploaded like anything. So well, my excuse for it is, believe it or not, I was invited to this group on Skype, and I've been talking on it and reading what people are saying. Weirdos. But yeah, that's my excuse for not uploading, and I'm so sorry for that. So I'll be reading chapter 3 and 4 so I can make up for what I have done. So yeah, let's get started. Chapter 3. Angela's point of view. When I woke up, Jack was still holding me in his arms, cuddling me like a kid cuddles a teddy bear. I smiled and decided to go back to sleep. I started to hear my parents talk outside my door. I started to panic. Jack, wake up, I whispered, shaking Jack. He finally started to wake up. What is it? He asked, rubbing his eyes. My parents are here. I don't want them to find you. He got off the bed and soon followed. Where should I hide? He asked. My closet. I pushed him towards my closet and heard someone knock on my door. Oh crap, I thought. Angela, honey, are you awake? I heard my mom ask from the other side. Yes, Mom, I'm getting dressed, I called back while pushing Jack into the closet. Angela, you better not have any boys in there, I heard my dad say. No, Dad, you know I'm not that kind of girl. I guess after last night, and the fact I'm hiding a boy in my closet, does that make me that kind of girl? I thought. Alright, I just wanted to know if you were okay, Pumpkin. When Jack was safely in my closet, I walked to the door and opened it. My mom was standing outside and pulled me into a hug. Are you sure you're alright, sweetie? I'm fine, Mom. Why? Didn't you come back last night? No, the car broke down and we had to stay at a motel. I tried to call, but my battery died. It's okay, Mom. I'm fine, I said. Once she let me loose from her arms. I'm just been so worried about you ever since that lunatic came to town. I got confused at what she said. Lunatic? I asked. What lunatic? You haven't heard? She asked. I shook my head. I think both your father and I should explain. She took me downstairs where my dad was in the living room watching football. Honey, we need to talk to Angela, my mom said. Dad looked at us as we sat on the couch. What about? He asked. About the monster out there. You mean she doesn't know? Know what? I asked. Angela, there's a crazy psychopath killer running around killing people and stealing their organs. Once my dad said, that's why I was so worried when we couldn't connect to you last night. The last place anyone saw him was around our neighborhood, my mom said. Once they mentioned organs, I knew they were talking about Jack. But nothing happened, and I didn't see or hear anything last night. But that doesn't mean we're not worried about your safety. Don't worry, Mom, I'll be okay. I'm gonna go back upstairs. I'm still a little tired. I got up and walked to the stairs. Are you sure you don't have any boys up there? My dad said. Dad, I laughed. When I got back to my room, Jack was sitting on my bed with his head down. Jack, what's wrong? I asked. Walking over and sitting next to him. They told you about me, didn't they? About who I am and what I do. There was sadness in his voice. Jack, I pulled him into a hug. Jack, I don't care what you are. I love you no matter what. I kissed his cheek and tightened my hug. He started to hug me back. I love you too, he said, a bit more cheerful. Jack's point of view. I love you no matter what. Once I heard those words, My whole life felt like a fairy tale. I felt like I was the beast and she was my beauty. I felt like my life was filled of nothing but happy endings. Chapter 4. 5 days later. Jack's point of view. I was walking through the woods, heading to Angela's house. I guess you could say the past 5 days were the best days of my life. Life felt like the perfect fairy tale, kind of like Beauty and the Beast. How a human girl fell in love with a monster. Once I reached her house, I climbed up the balcony and into her room. But she wasn't there. I walked over to the bed and saw a note she had left. Jack, I had to step out really quick, but I'll be back soon. Love, Angela. P.S. Don't let my parents see you. I put the note back and decided to hide in her closet once until she got home. I took off my mask and suddenly I smell blood. I put my mask back on and followed the stench. I took a deep breath through my nose and cleared my thoughts. There was blood, and a lot of it. The closer I got to her bedroom door, the stronger the smell became. I opened the door and was hit with the whole wave of smell. I walked into the hall and the smell became stronger and stronger. I started to see blood spattered on the wall. It was getting closer to the stairs. I walked down the stairs into the living room. I was shocked at what I saw. Blood was everywhere, and sitting on the floor was a man and woman, both torn to pieces. Their bodies were destroyed, and their torsos were ripped to shreds. They were barely recognizable. I knew immediately they were Angela's parents. She's going to be heartbroken when she comes home. Suddenly, I felt this sharp pain in my body. I was pushed against the wall. I looked up to see the cause of this feeling. Zalgo, I said angrily. He looked down at me, and I could tell he was not happy. First Hoodie, then Ben, and now you, he said with his demon voice. I didn't make you immortal, Jack, just so you could fall in love with a mortal. Then why did you let me keep my heart? I should have ripped it out the day I found you, when you were a little petty demon. What are you gonna do? Turn me into a human? Oh, that's right, you can't, he growled. No matter. I'm done here. I'm done what I came to do. You know, you should really wipe that blood off your mask. And then he was gone. Blood on my mask. I took my fingers and put them on my mask. I pulled them away and saw that Zelko was right. There was blood on my mask. He must have put it there when he hit me. Suddenly, all I heard was, Jack, why? So that was chapter 3 and 4. And I'll be uploading chapter 5 in 2 days, but I think I'll start a story tomorrow so you guys can kind of see. I should have started with Hoodie. So that one part with first Hoodie, then Ben, and then you. Should have kind of started with Hoodie, but oh well. I'll begin with Hoodie tomorrow. I'll find the story. So yeah, so I'll do that. Do Hoodie tomorrow, and the next day I'll do An Eye for Love, chapter 5. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy.